everyone, this is Chandni. You're watching Bollywood Live, and today we have with us none other than Emraan Hashmi. Hi Emraan.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So Emraan, Raz 2, Raz 3 and now Raz Reboot. Have you decided to have like a monopoly over this franchise?
I've loved the this horror franchise for a very long time now. For other reasons also, because the first Raz was my first baby steps into the industry. I didn't act in it, but I was an assistant director.
Exactly.
So in a way, I was part of that also. And Raz 2 had my first Raz in which I acted, and that was directed by Mohit, which was a successful film back in 2006, 2007. Raz 3 had Vikram come back, and there we kind of proved that horror can be a mainstream genre when it clocked almost 84 crores at the box office. And I would say it's also a monopoly by Vikram, because he is the only horror director in our country. Not too many directors dabble with this genre. So I love horror films. I really like the experience that it gives the audience. I've seen a couple of horror films in theaters here with the audience, and it's quite an extraordinary response that it has. No other film has a response of people shrieking and screaming in a cinema hall and then suddenly breaking out of laughter and out of the embarrassment of screaming. And it's just unlike any other film that you'd get, this kind of response. So that's why I like doing it.
You are successful with franchises like Jannat, Raz or even Murder. What's your comment on it?
These films have been built from ground up. It might be the Jannat. We never really knew that we were going to go ahead with the franchise. It was not by design. We didn't make Raz thinking that we'll end up making a part 4 someday. They just were great ideas that we started off with, that great idea with that the experience that we wanted to give cinema goers, and then that suddenly started getting this cult following, and we felt that we could extend that with a fresh story, a fresh take every time with the next part. So it could be Murder, Murder 2 or Jannat 2 or even Raz up to Raz 4. So yeah, it's been kind of a long journey with franchises, but touch wood, all of them have done well.
How different is it working with Bhatt Camp and other production houses?
The Bhatt Camp they have their own way of functioning. It's kind of almost like a parallel industry, the way they function, their schedules. A lot of work, by the way. There's more hard work in Bhatt films than there are outside. You rarely get any days off. But it's a lot of work, but at the same time I think it pays huge dividends, because Mukeshji's had this business model that he kind of makes films in a certain budget and it goes on to make money, and you put in the hard work and you know that yes, it's money well spent. At the same time, there's no splurge of cost. Not that other production companies don't do that. It's just that it's slightly more leisurely paced outside with other companies. So everyone has their own working styles. So you can't really compare that much.
Okay, so you have had your ups and downs with the Bhatt Camp as such. So what is that one piece of advice that Mahesh Bhatt gave you and that has stayed with you throughout?
Well, he really, in the beginning he told me that, listen, no one's doing anyone a favor here. If you are not a good actor, if you don't get a following, if your films don't do well, then unfortunately we can't work together and you probably won't last in the film industry. That was like the harshest reality that was kind of pitched to me in the beginning, saying that you have to work, otherwise this could very well get over in a year after your launch film. So he made me realize that you can't take your work for granted, and you have to always push yourself and work hard.
So today in industry we have director and actor jodis, like there is Neeraj Pandey and there is Akshay Kumar, there is Rohit Shetty and Ajay Devgan. So do you think you and Vikram Bhatt, you're one of them?
Yeah, I mean, I've done films with Vikram, I've done films with other directors also. So yeah, there's always, as far as directors and actors go, when you hit a combination, hit a certain frequency with someone, and there's a kind of like-mindedness as far as the films go, and the films have to be successful. Then that jodi lasts. Unfortunately, films don't do well. Those jodis don't last very long, even though you might be in certain like-mindedness and same frequency. So it's a bit of both.
And how was your working experience with Kriti? You know, she's making her debut in Bollywood.
Yeah. Yeah, she's come from down south. She's done some nice films there. I've not seen any. Sorry, I can't comment on them. But she was very, very nervous when she was doing this film. She said that she's done a certain kind of cinema where it's kind of dramatic and theatrical, and a lot of songs. And how do I fit into a film like this? It's going to have a certain subtlety, a lot of things in the subtext, silences. But she did pretty well. The first day was very good. She really fit in very soon in the character. So yeah.
So what is the one thing about Kriti? One raz about her that you would like to tell us?
One raz about Kriti. She loves eating a lot, and she doesn't put on weight though. She's it's painful when you see someone eat so much and not put on weight. I, on the other hand, if I eat, have to run for like 30 minutes every day.
Okay. So, how different is Raz reboot from other horror movies?
The question should be how different is it from the other Raz series, because there are not too many horror films in our country. So, the reason it's called reboot is because we have taken it out of India.
Yeah.
Taken it into Romania. It's probably the first horror film that's been shot in those weather conditions, in the snow, and it just is very different. The shot taking, the way they've shot the scenes, is more psychological. I bet even if you've guessed what the Raz is in the film, you won't know how the film is going to sum up. So there are a lot of dynamics at play in the film. You'll be constantly guessing that what's going on. What's this ghost in the house? Is it this woman's mind that's playing up? Is it foul play? Whose ghost is it? And how is this all going to come together in the film? So those are the things that'll keep you keep questioning.
So how do you react, when you still know that the serial kisser tag is attached to you? Does it bother you now?
I don't react. I'm way past that. 13 years in my career, and I've been hearing it for the past 13 years.
But does it bother you?
I'm kind of numb. No, it doesn't. It used to bother me at one point of time.
Now you're used to it.
Yeah.
So do you believe that people won't accept you if you don't kiss your co-actress on screen?
Films in which I have kissed have not done well at the box office. Okay. And films in which I haven't kissed have done well. So there you go. There's no formula that way. Okay. No one really buys a ticket and come into the cinema hall to see someone kiss. You can get that on YouTube these days. So it's for a good experience, for a good film.
So, how do you feel when you try to do something different like Azhar or Hamari Adhuri Kahani and it doesn't do that well at box office? Do you get disheartened?
No, I don't get disheartened. It's cinema is, and acting or any creative profession is just taking a swing at something. And sometimes things work, sometimes things don't work. That shouldn't deter you and shouldn't make you feel that this doesn't work. There's no formula that way. People thought certain kind of cinema doesn't work till a particular film made, or a certain genre work till a particular genre, a film makes that genre work. Like for example, erotic cinema wasn't part of our culture till a murder came out, and then it worked. And then people said, this works, so let's go on and make more films of this nature. So just because a particular film has not worked, for example, Azhar, there are other biopics working.
Exactly.
There's something in the film that maybe went wrong, and that won't deter me from making another biopic. So each film has its dynamics.
Okay, so your son just made his Ramp Walk debut.
Yes.
So how did you prep him for it?
I didn't prep him at all. He just walked in, did one rehearsal, and that's it. He was good to go.
Did he enjoy it?
He loved it. He was, I think, an ordeal getting him off stage.
Has he watched any of your movies?
No, he hasn't. He's seen... technically, he's been in a cinema hall in one of my films, but he was very young. He must have been 7-8 months. That's when Once Upon a Time in Mumbai he taken him through a screening, but obviously he didn't see it. But he's not seen any of my films. In Hamari Adhuri Kahani, we took him into the hall to see it, but there was a scene in my introduction where there's a fire in the hotel, the drill, and he thought something actually happened to me, so he ran out of the hall. He couldn't differentiate reality and cinema, so he thought something is happening to his father, so he couldn't.
So he didn't see the movie?
He post that he didn't see it, no. He was sitting outside the hall.
Also, I read somewhere that for every kissing scene, your wife takes a new bag from you.
Yes. Lots of bags in my house.
Because lots of kissing scenes in your movies. Okay, so we are very curious about Captain Nawab as such, because you know that poster itself was so interesting.
Yeah.
Would you like to, highlight some points?
It's one of the best posters that I've seen for any of my films, and when it was sent by Tony, as we were working on designs, and then we finally kind of zeroed down on this as like this is something that we need to get out way before the filming starts, and it's a pretty high concept one, so people have loved it, and it really defines what the film's about.
So is it actually about someone playing a soldier from both the countries?
That's let you guess on that because it's too early right now.
Okay, so what made you enter production as such?
As a producer, you just get creative freedom and a creative call on things officially. Not that you don't get a creative call as an actor, but because you're in production, you're more involved in those things and you're playing the role of a producer. So that is the most important part, and it's always one part of filmmaking that I've always wanted to explore, and I think it's the right time. It was the right time also like 2-3 years back, but then there were certain complications that didn't take off, and now was the best time.
Okay, and what about Badshah? Not many reports have revealed that you have started working on it, but what exactly is the plot?
We're not revealing that. All we're revealing right now is that it's in the emergency, during the time of emergency in India.
Okay.
It's been shot in Rajasthan. It's a very rustic look to the film. I have done one song with Sunny Leone. We shot in 4 days, 3 days back, and that's all I can tell you right now.
So it was completely shot in Rajasthan?
It is going to be shot. The song was shot in Bombay.
Okay, so rest of the schedule is in Rajasthan. Okay, so Emraan, you have always been lucky when it comes to music or songs, but which is that one particular song that you still like?
I like all my songs. It's a tough pick for
Exactly.
one particular song. Every song has had a chartbuster track, so it's very, very tough to pick up in one song. One song that probably is, I don't know if it's that popular, but is one of my favorite songs is from Shanghai, is Dua.
Dua.
Yeah. So that's one song I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.